Hello everybody and welcome to today's show of emotional acupressure. Today you can really work on changing something in yourself. On the show we've had people lose their fears of flying, elevators, all sorts of phobias, people losing their craving for chocolate, fear of relationships, losing depression, anxiety, and all this can be accomplished so easily that you would just be amazed. That's what this is all about, emotional acupressure, EFT, emotional freedom technique, that is going to allow you quickly and easily to change your life around. I've got a guest with me today, and I'm smiling as I say it because today we're going to work on a fear of mice. Right, Jack?
Yes.
And it's a fear you've had for a long, long time.
Very long time.
Okay, so Jack has a fear of mice. You might have a fear of spiders. You might have a fear of snakes, flying, elevators. It doesn't matter what your fear is. In the subconscious, in your subconscious, my subconscious, Jack's subconscious, we have memories, we have beliefs, we have experiences that often have a negative energy around them that we call on or get triggered in our everyday lives. That past is lodged on an energetic level in the meridians of your body. And the meridians are these energy vortexes of energy that run through us. And you're going to find out today how to tap on those meridians whilst verbalizing the core issue of what you're afraid of, and magically it will begin to release.
I was taking trash out with one of my younger brothers, and we had to go through the house in order to get to the front of the house to sit it on the side of the curb, and the top came off. Well, when the top came off, a mouse jumped out of nowhere. Up until this day, I think about that incident. I don't know how I managed, but I jumped on my mother's dining room table, which was pretty high at the time. And because I jumped so high and so fast, I lost my balance and fell back into her curio cabinet and broke the door glass and all the dishes. And of course, along with that fear, I got like disciplined and really got in trouble.
Now, on a scale of 10 means major fear, 0 means I don't care about mice, what number would you give yourself?
A 10.
A 10 plus?
Definitely a 10 plus.
Okay, so follow along with us. Jack's fear is of mice. Yours may be of anything that we've mentioned. You know what your own fear is. Most people have a fear of something. And you're going to find that you begin to lose the intensity of it. So let's start by finding your sore spots. They're on the chest, straight in from the armpit. And as you go across your chest, you're going to find a spot that gets a little more tender. Gently rub the sore spots. And I want you to say out loud after me, unless it's not your truth, and then change the words. I am terrified of little mice.
I am terrified of little mouse.
But I'm a great guy anyway.
I'm a great guy anyway.
Even though I'm terrified of little mice.
Even though I'm terrified of little mice.
I'm still a terrific guy anyway.
I'm still a terrific guy anyway.
Go to the top of the head. It's, yes, the cowlick area, just back from the crown chakra. I have this terror about little mice.
I have this terror about little mice.
I'm terrified. Go to the eyebrow, right there. Good. Try and touch both sides of the eyebrow.
Okay.
That's it. Great. I hate the way they move.
I hate the way they move.
Now you go to the side of the eye. I hate the way they look. You can use two hands
I
now.
hate the way they look.
Under the eye, they move so fast.
They move so fast.
Mice terrify me.
Mice terrify me.
Under the nose, they can pop out of anywhere.
They can pop out of anywhere.
Go to the chin and just scare me to pieces.
And scare me to pieces.
I'm terrified of little
I
mice.
am terrified of little mice.
Go to the collarbone, just that side because of your microphone. I am terrified of little mice.
I am terrified of little mice.
And the way they move.
And the way they move.
And the squeak they make.
And the squeak that they make.
They're terrifying.
They are terrifying.
I remember when that little mouse popped out the trash can.
I remember when that little mice popped out of the trash can.
And I jumped up on the table.
And I jumped up on the table.
And I fell over.
And I fell over.
And I knocked everything out of my mother's cabinet.
And I knocked everything out of my mother's cabinet.
And broke it.
And broke it.
I would like to not be afraid of little mice.
I would like not to be afraid of little mice.
But I'm terrified of them.
But I'm terrified of them.
The way they dart in and out.
The way they dart in and out.
They're always moving so quickly.
They're always moving so quickly.
I'd like to lose my fear of that.
I would like to lose my fear of that.
I want to lose my fear of little mice.
I want to lose my fear of little mice.
Okay, so your fear was a 10. Now think about a little mouse, or that incident. Has it shifted at all?
Yes, it has.
What number would you come up with?
Probably a 1.
It's all the way down to a 1?
It's down to a 1.
That's pretty amazing.
Well,
that
that's
quickly.
Because I see now what the fear really was. Maybe it wasn't the mouse, it was the fear of getting in trouble about the mouse.
That's definitely connected.
Yeah.
Okay, now I think I can make that fear go up from 1.
Okay.
Because I have to test it.
Okay.
So think about that mouse jumping out the trash and how quickly it ran. Did that, any more intensity there? Did the number go up at all?
I would say.
A little bit?
Probably like a 6.
Okay, so it went up to a 6. Think about the squeaking. Did that little mouse squeak?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so now the intensity goes up again?
Yes, it does.
It's not 1 anymore.
No, it's not.
Okay, between 0 and 10 was, think about the squeaking of a mouse.
10.
Oh, that's major.
All right.
Okay. All right, go back.
I can hear the sound.
Hear it. Okay, even though I can hear the squeaking of that little mouse.
Even though I can hear the squeaking of that little mouse.
It was really high pitched.
It's really high. It was really high pitched.
It terrified me.
It was terrified me.
Of course, that little mouse was terrified by me too.
The little mouse was terrified of me too.
I jumped on the table.
I jumped on the table.
It jumped out the trash can.
It jumped out of the trash can.
But it was squeaking.
But it was squeaking.
I have that memory of squeaking.
I had that memory of squeaking.
And then I got into real trouble with my mother.
I got into real trouble with my mother.
When a mouse squeaks, that's his way of speaking.
That's his way of speaking.
So I don't want to take that away from him.
So I don't want to take that away from him.
But I'd like to lose my fear of it, the squeaking.
But I would like to lose my fear of the squeaking.
All of my subconscious memories.
All of my subconscious memories.
And my fears.
And my fears.
And I was being punished for the incident.
And I was being punished for the incident.
And I was an innocent little boy.
And I was an innocent little boy.
Taking out the trash.
Taking out the trash.
And that mouse jumped out.
And that mouse jumped out.
And I got into all that trouble.
And I got into all of that trouble.
I can let that go now.
I can let that go now.
That was then.
That was then.
I can just tell a funny story.
I can just tell a funny story.
Without any connection to that little mouse anymore.
Without any connections of that little mouse anymore.
Okay, now think about that incident again and tell me where your numbers are.
Probably 0.
You can think about that incident?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jack, what a difference.
I can feel that, I can see it, but I can even visualize, even though it was so long ago, I can visualize that, but I see it almost as a toy now.
That's the beauty of this work. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing.
Meridian psychotherapy, EFT, can turn your life around, whether it's overeating, whether it's phobias and fears, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever it is, low self-esteem, you can tap it away, get it out of your own meridians in your own body, quickly and easily.